All right, I thought I'd do a quick little video here on this cute little three-sided pole shelter we got on our property and how it's constructed. All right, I'll take you inside. We can take a look at the bones of this thing. It's basically a pole building. That's simple enough. But poles are 4x6 treated timbers we bought from Menards. They all go a little over 4 feet into the ground, and then they're sitting on top of a 12-inch little concrete circle pad. And then we just pack the clay back in around the posts. And then the back ones are sticking 8 feet out of the ground, and the very front posts are sticking 12 feet out of the ground. Surrounding them posts and tying them together on the top and the back, we actually notched the post and screwed on a 2x10, and then we screwed another 2x10 to the outside of that one. So they're doubled up in the back and the front. We did the same thing in the front, so it's two 2x10s in the front, and then on the sides it's just a single 2x10 going down that angle. And then the last 2x10 we used as like a support going down the middle of the shed and just tying the two 4x6s together. So a 2x10 tying them two middle 4x6s together. Okay, our rafters, there's 7 of them, and they're 2x6s. And basically, they're just tying from the front to the back. This thing that you see sitting here, we just put some angles on there, and we're just storing some of the leftover board and battens. In fact, a lot of the wood you see here isn't like part of the structure. I just needed a place to jam some extra boards that we had. So some of the boards, if they look out of place, it's probably because they are out of place. they're just sitting there. But anyways, back to the construction here. The 2x6 rafters, and then above those, we got 7 2x4s going up and across the 2x6s just for screwing the roofing to. I'd never done metal roofing before, and that just seemed like the easiest way to do it. And if you see how we did it, we got it so the 2x4s are level with the top of the 2x10 on the edges. And then we put it ended up somehow mathematically where the 2x6s ended up right at the bottom of the 2x10 then, with that 2x4 on top of it. So that worked out pretty good. Then of course, we got some angle braces. I mean, a little more on the 4x6s. I really had my doubts when we were first starting to build it, because until we started putting in like the angle bracing and stuff like that, they really had a lot of play. But now they're solid as a rock. So, like little braces like those, you stand back, the ones forming the V. I mean, that really helped this building out. You notice I put little triangles pretty much any place I could get them. And I don't know if they really do much, but they made me feel good. That's worth something. So I kind of triangulated that. Basically. But there's really not much to it. I mean, we didn't have like a particular spacing for these. We just nailed them up. The rafters, though, they're 24 on center, and the 2x4s going across the ceiling are 24 on center. And the posts, because this building's 12x16, these posts here are like 6 feet on center apart. And the ones on that side too, and then the back one, it's like 8 feet. Does a span of 8 feet. And then these boards for these battens, let's go to the outside here. Basically, these are spruce boards. A guy that has a bandsaw mill cut them for us. He's kind of going out of business, and he sold us these dirt cheap. I almost felt bad buying them, but what are you gonna do? I took these boards, and you can see it from the edge. I cut a 45-degree angle on them so the rain will kind of drop off, if you can see that. And I did that on the boards and the battens. The boards we bought were only 8 feet tall, or well, they're like 8'4". So that's why we got this center board going down. You see that? And on the top of that center board, we cut a 45-degree angle, and we did the same thing with our battens. We cut a 45 and just had them meet like that. Now, I've never done board and batten siding, so that was my best guess on how to do it, because there's really not a ton of information out there. The boards, because we had a variety of widths, basically what we did, we got 2-inch battens. I cut them all to 2 inches. And then the board sizes go 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 7, 8, and so on. My dad suggested I do that, and he thought it'd look pretty cool, and I like it. I'm glad I did it. It was my first time putting on a metal roof. I didn't think it was that bad. I liked it. The snow really shed off it. Fantastic. But, I mean, that's kind of a decent pitch, being 12 foot in the front. You know, it's basically dropping 4 feet over 12 feet. So, the snow slid off pretty good. And literally, we got so much snow here this last winter. The snow that slid off the roof and drifted was literally, you could walk straight from the snow onto the roof if you wanted. That's how much snow there was. You see, we got this staining from the clay soil. Basically, we're gonna put in gutters to try and avoid any more of that. And then we're gonna put like a rain barrel on it. And we're gonna use the water we catch in there for various things. Mixing up fertilizer, or mixing up glyphosate for spraying the fields or whatever. But it'll be like non-potable water. We walk around. You notice the landscaping wasn't done. And you can notice how clay our soil is. I mean, it looks like little boulders. I run a tiller over this. Try and make it easier, because we got to get a little more slope away from this side of the building. So we'll be working on that. And I know that the dirt is too high up on the siding over here. But like I said, the snow was flying literally as we were screwing on the last battens. And the front, we didn't do the size difference on the boards. The front, they're all a uniform width. Just because we were running out of time, and we were running out of boards. Because literally the boards I have on them L brackets, that's all I have left. So, and we did do this little overhang here on the front. Basically screwed some 2x6s down, just to give us a little more protection. Well, time will tell how that works out. But that's about all I can say. These are 2x10s, or we got sitting up here in the front, because I was wanted to beef it up, because one of these sides may get a door that swings, so we can shut half of the building. Because down the road, if we move like a donkey or something in here, we want to be able to give them a little more shelter. Because that will eventually be the end use of this. We'll end up using it for livestock when we're up here full time. But that's a quick interview. Hopefully I didn't get too long-winded. and bore you too much, but I just wanted to show the guts of this building and what went into building it. I mean, we're in Upper Michigan. We get an absolute ton of snow. I the roof is plenty sturdy. I looked at all the span tables and I had it all worked out. I don't have any of them notes with me, but we built this building for easily under $1,000. And granted, it's not the biggest, but I think it'll last pretty good. And I just wanted to share it because for me, this is the first little pole type construction I've ever done, and I was rather intimidated. And then when I was done, I was like, wow, that actually wasn't too bad, you know, because like even like the metal roofing is like, man, I have no idea how to do that. And it all went pretty easy. So if you're thinking of building something like this, man, you can save yourself a ton of money and just build it yourself versus trying to hire someone and pay them. And the learning experiences, I know at least for me, I mean, the memories my wife and I made making this building, I mean, that's worth something too. And it's kind of nice when you make something like this where you can walk by it, look at it and be like, oh man, yeah, I built that. I guess the only other thing, we didn't put any protection or anything on the siding. I want to see if it grays out. Looks like one of the old farm buildings you drive by. I don't know. We'll see. It may be a huge mistake on my part. Maybe the wood will rot or something, or crack or split, or who knows? Time will tell. It's kind of our experiment as our first building on the property. All right. Well, thanks for watching.